In the far future, when humans were no longer tied to one planet, a small human spaceship drifted through deep space like a lost ghost. Its name was Starling 5. Once, it was a proud exploration ship, but now its metal body was broken, its engines silent, and its power almost gone. The ship floated in darkness, far away from any star or any known route. Inside the Starling 5, only 3 humans were still alive. Commander Rian Hale, a calm and brave leader. Engineer Mia Torres, tired but still hopeful. Medic Jonah Reed, the quiet one who always tried to smile. They had been stuck in space for 6 days with no rescue and no working communication system. Their oxygen was dropping, their battery dying, and their food, almost finished. Actually, they had only 1 meal pack left. 1 small silver pack. 1 last meal for 3 people. They placed it on the central table, staring at it like it was both hope and a cruel reminder that time was running out. The silence inside the ship was heavy. The only sound was the soft hum of emergency life support. Mia finally spoke, her voice tired. "We can divide it," she said softly. 1/3 each. Jonah shook his head. "Even that won't keep us alive for long." Commander Rian did not say anything. He just looked at the meal pack with a cold, thoughtful expression. Before he could speak, something unexpected happened. A red warning light blinked on the control screen. A signal. Not a human one. Not a normal one. An alien distress signal. The 3 humans quickly moved to the console. The ship's computer showed a weak message. SOS. Life form injured. Ship failing. Need help. Mia's eyes widened. "Someone else is out here?" Jonah whispered, "Another ship this far from all routes? That's impossible." But Commander Rian leaned closer. Location. A small dot appeared on the map, very near, only a few minutes away if they used the last bit of power. "We barely have power left," Mia warned. But Rian replied, "If there's a life out there, we can't just ignore it." That was the strange thing about humans. Even in the darkest moments, even when they had almost nothing left, they still cared. And this moment would change the galaxy. The Starling 5 used its final engine burst to reach the alien ship. When they arrived, they saw a small craft spinning slowly, damaged badly, much worse than their own ship. Its hull was cracked, smoke leaking into space. Inside, through the cracked glass, they saw a figure. Tall, thin, wearing a glowing suit that was flickering like a dying lamp. A living alien, barely breathing. The humans brought the alien on board. He was starving, dehydrated, and close to death. His suit kept making strange beeping noises, warning them that his life signs were falling fast. Mia scanned him. "He needs food. Now." Jonah looked around their ship. There was no food left. No emergency rations. Nothing. Except the 1 last meal pack sitting on their table. They all turned to look at it. Their final food. Their last chance of survival. Commander Rian closed his eyes for a moment. Then he opened them and said quietly, "Let's share it." Mia stared. "Rian, if we give him this, we—" "I know," Rian said. "But he will die without it." Jonah spoke very softly. "We're already dying, aren't we? At least this way, something good happens." It was a decision no other species would understand. No alien in the galaxy would give away its last food to a stranger. But humans were different. Rian opened the silver pack. Steam rose gently from the simple human meal. It was nothing special, just a small portion of nutrient-rich porridge designed for long trips. But in that moment it felt powerful. Important. Historic. They lifted the alien gently and helped him sit up. His eyes opened weakly, large, silver, shining like liquid metal. He had never seen humans before. He had never seen kindness before. Rian held the spoon near him. "It's okay," he said softly. "Eat." The alien slowly reached out, and the moment his hand touched the food, everything changed. The ship lights flickered. The alien's suit glowed bright blue. Energy surged through the room like a warm wave. Mia jumped back. "What just happened?" Jonah stared wide-eyed. Did the food activate something? The alien's breathing became steady. His wounds began to heal at impossible speed. His suit repaired itself with glowing lines of light. And even more shocking, the Starling 5's dead power core flickered back to life for a moment. A simple human meal had triggered something extraordinary. The alien looked at them, eyes full of awe and emotion they could not understand. Commander Rian whispered, "Who are you?" But the better question was, what kind of alien reacts like this to human food? And more importantly, what? The humans had no idea. But this decision, this small act of sharing their last meal, was about to change the entire galaxy forever. The alien slowly opened his eyes. His breathing was stronger now, and the blue glow from his suit faded into a soft, steady light. Commander Rian, Mia, and Jonah stood around him, watching with a mix of fear and curiosity. They had never seen anything like this before. The alien moved his head, studying the humans one by one. His silver eyes reflected the dim lights of the Starling 5, making him look both ancient and mysterious. Mia spoke first. Are you okay? The alien did not answer at first. Instead, he looked down at the empty meal pack on the table. His fingers touched the spot where the last drop of human food had been. He whispered a single word. Impossible. His voice was deep but shaking. It sounded like someone who had seen something unbelievable. Commander Rian stepped closer. Can you understand us? The alien nodded slowly. Yes, your language is simple. My suit translated it. Jonah looked at the glowing lines on the alien's armor. Who are you? What species? The alien took a deep breath as if preparing to say something heavy. I am Karin, he said. From the world of Mir. The humans exchanged confused looks. They had never heard that name before. Humanity had mapped many star systems, but the galaxy was still huge. Many species remained unknown. Rian asked, what happened to your ship? Karin looked away for a moment. Ambushed. Attacked by raiders. They wanted my research. I escaped barely. But my ship could not survive. Jonah frowned. You could have died out there. Karin looked directly at him. I was dying. He paused, and there was a strange softness in his voice. Until you gave me that. His eyes moved again toward the empty meal pack. The humans still did not understand what was happening, so Rian asked the most important question. Why did our food heal you? How is that possible? Karin closed his eyes. His expression was a mix of shock and deep confusion. You do not understand, he said. What you gave me was not just food. It was something greater. Mia blinked. It was just human meal paste. Karin shook his head slowly. No. For humans, maybe. But for my species, it is different. He touched his chest, right where his heart would be. In Mir culture, food is never shared. Never given. Every person must find their own. Sharing is a sign of weakness. A sign of vulnerability. Jonah frowned. That's sad. Karin looked at him like he had spoken something unimaginable. For thousands of years, Karin continued, we believe that survival comes from strength, not kindness. Our people evolved like that. Our biology evolved like that. He leaned forward, his voice growing heavy. But my body, my very cells, reacted when you shared food with me willingly. The humans didn't understand. Karin explained softly. My species absorbs emotional energy. Not just nutrients. Our bodies respond to intention. Purpose. When someone offers us something with honesty, it causes a powerful reaction. Mia's eyes widened. So when we shared our last meal with you? Karin nodded. Yes. Your intention was pure. You gave away your survival. For me, a stranger. My suit detected the emotional signature. It activated my internal healing cycle. It restored energy. It repaired tissue. It even repaired the parts of my suit connected to my life support. He looked around in disbelief. A simple human action caused something no Mir has ever experienced. The humans went silent. Rian finally asked, has your species never shared food before? Karin laughed once, but it wasn't a happy laugh. It sounded hollow. No. We do not share. Parents do not feed children. Leaders do not support followers. Everyone is alone. Jonah whispered, that's horrible. Karin's expression softened. It is normal for us. It is all we know. Then he looked at the humans with deep emotion. But you're kind, you gave me your last food. When you are dying, you shared it with someone you do not know. His voice shook. No species has ever done that in our history. There was a long pause. The humans stood quietly, feeling the weight of his words. They had acted naturally. They helped someone because it was right. But for the alien, it was a moment that shattered everything he believed. Karin slowly stood up, his suit glowing brighter with every movement. Your kindness has done more than save my life. It has created a new possibility. Rian asked, what possibility? Karin looked at them, his voice filled with both awe and fear. My people, the Mir, have been searching for a way to break our emotional limitations. Our culture has been locked in cold survival for ages. Many scientists believe there must be a way to unlock empathy inside us. He touched the meal pack again. And you just did it? Accidentally. Mia gasped. Human food unlocked empathy in your species? Karen nodded slowly. Not the food itself, but the act of sharing it. The emotion behind it. Jonah whispered, "So we changed you, with kindness?" Karen's silver eyes glowed softly. Yes. He stood completely now, stronger than ever. His suit was almost fully restored. "Your simple act has changed me," he said. "And if my people hear this story, it might change my entire world." Rian took a step back, realizing the scale of what had just happened. "You mean, the Mir Empire?" Karen nodded. "My people control more than 50 star systems. We are powerful, but emotionally empty. If they learn what you did, it could begin something new. Something big." His voice turned serious. "But it could also bring danger. Some will fear you. Some will want to capture you. Some will want to study you." The humans felt a chill. Karen looked at them with respect. "You do not know what you have started. But I promise you this, your action will echo across the galaxy." He placed his hand gently over the meal pack. A shared meal has never held so much power. The Starling Five remained silent for a long moment after Karen revealed the truth about his species. The small human ship, floating in the cold loneliness of space, suddenly felt like the center of something huge, something dangerous, something history would remember. Commander Rian finally broke the silence. "What happens now?" Karen looked at him with those silver, glowing eyes, eyes that now held emotion for the first time in his life. "My people must know," he said quietly. "They must learn what happened here." Jonah frowned. "Are you sure? You said your people might fear us." Karen nodded slowly. "Yes. Some will fear you, but others will be inspired. My species has lived without empathy for thousands of years. We do not share. We do not help. We survive alone." He touched his chest again. "But today your kindness woke something inside me. Something we believed impossible." Mia asked gently, "Are you scared of telling them?" Karen took a deep breath. "I am not scared for myself. I am scared for you." Jonah let out a nervous laugh. "Great. That sounds comforting." Karen continued, ignoring the joke. "The Mir Empire is powerful. They have technology far beyond your level. If they believe humans can change their biology, some will want to protect you." He paused. "And some will want to control you." A cold shiver passed through the humans. Rian spoke firmly. "We didn't do this for reward or manipulation. We just wanted to save a life." Karen smiled faintly. It was the first true smile Amir had ever made. "Yes," he said. "That is why your action matters." Karen's ship sends a signal. Suddenly Karen's suit beeped loudly. Blue lines of light formed across the metal skin of his armor. "What is that?" Mia asked. Karen looked down, surprised. "My suit is fully repaired. It is trying to reconnect with the Mir network." Rian's eyes narrowed. "Can it send a signal?" "Yes," Karen said. "A message, or a warning?" Jonah looked uneasy. "If you tell them we're here, they might come after us." Karen shook his head. "I will not betray you. But I must tell them the truth. This discovery is too big to hide. It changes everything for my species." He lifted his hand and a holographic screen appeared. Strange symbols floated in the air, curved lines, glowing dots, moving patterns. Karen translated softly. "Discovery report. A new species, humans, has performed a shared act of survival. Emotional resonance detected. Healing cycle activated. Empathy unlocked." Mia stepped closer. "You're really going to send that?" Karen nodded. "Yes. But I will include one more thing." He typed something rapidly. The hologram changed. This human act was done without expectation of reward. They shared their last food while dying themselves. Recommend peaceful contact. Jonah raised both eyebrows. "You're giving us a good review." Karen smiled again. "You earned it." With a deep breath, he pressed his palm onto the hologram. A beam of blue light shot upward and vanished into space, carrying the message across light years. The humans looked at each other. There was no turning back now. Across the galaxy, far away in distant star systems, the message from Karen reached the Mir communication towers. Alien operators gasped as the data arrived. Scientists stopped their experiments. Leaders froze mid-meeting. Soldiers paused mid-training. The message was simple, but shocking. Humans unlocked empathy. The word spread faster than light through the Mir networks. Every city tower lit with running lights. Every research center buzzed with excitement and fear. Inside the High Council chamber on Mir Prime, the 12 elder leaders gathered to discuss the report. Elder Viarin, the oldest among them, played the message again and again. A species shared their food with a dying stranger, he said, voice trembling. And it changed Karin's biological pattern. Another elder hissed sharply. Impossible. No species would give away their last food. They did, Viren said. And we must understand why. The council fell into heavy silence. The first galactic rumor. But the message did not stay inside the Mir Empire. Every major species in nearby sectors intercepted pieces of the transmission. The Tavaray, known for their cold logic, whispered among themselves. So humans show kindness even near death? Unusual. Dangerous. The Grali, a warrior race, were confused. They feed an enemy? What? For what gain? The Illurian merchants spread rumors rapidly. Humans have a secret power. Their kindness is a weapon. On trading routes, smugglers told the story with dramatic twists. They healed Amir with food. With food. What are humans hiding? Soon the story became legend. Humans shared their last meal. And the galaxy changed. Back on the Starling 5. The human crew listened as Karin explained how quickly news would spread. My people value information, he said. They will analyze this story from every angle. Jonah gave a half-smile. So we basically started a galactic rumor? Karin actually laughed. A strange metallic sound mixed with real emotion. Yes, he said. A rumor that will grow. Rian folded his arms. What will the Mir think of us? Karin paused before answering. His expression was serious. They will think you are impossible. Mia frowned. Impossible how? Karin walked toward the window, looking out into the endless darkness of space. For my people, he said, power is measured by how much you take. Strength is measured by how much you keep. Survival is measured by how much you protect for yourself. He turned to the humans. But you gave away the only thing you had left. You offered your survival to save a stranger. That is something no species in the Mir Empire has ever done. He touched the glass gently. When my people hear this story, they will either admire you or fear you. Jonah swallowed hard. Fear us? Why? Karin's answer was soft but chilling. Because if kindness makes you stronger, then humans may be the most powerful species we have ever met. The beginning of a new era. Karin looked at the humans with deep respect. Today, a message began to travel across space. A message of hope and warning. Your simple act, sharing a meal, will shake the foundations of many worlds. Rian asked, what should we do? Karin answered, prepare yourselves. Because the galaxy is coming to meet you. The message Karin sent did not stop traveling. It kept moving, passing from one communication station to another, across borders, across empires, across star systems. What started as a small signal from a dying alien became the most talked about transmission in that part of the galaxy. By the time one full rotation of Mir Prime passed, millions of alien eyes had already seen the message. And almost every species had the same reaction. Humans shared their last food? Impossible. Why would they do that? What kind of species helps when they are dying themselves? Rumors grew like wildfire. Some were true. Some were twisted. And some were exaggerated until they sounded like legends from ancient myths. In the Mir Empire. Inside the floating capital city of Mir Prime, the High Council gathered once again. The 12 elders sat in a circle, looking at Karin's recorded message. His words played again. They gave me their last meal. They saved a stranger. I felt empathy awaken inside me. The chamber erupted in confusion. Elder Salak slammed his fist on the table. This is dangerous. If humans can change our biology with mere kindness, then they threaten our entire way of life. Elder Virin, the oldest, stared calmly at him. Or perhaps they show us a path we never saw before. Many elders hissed at that. Our society is built on strength, Salak said. Not weakness. Not emotion. If humans spread empathy among our kind, we may collapse. Virin shook his head. Or we may evolve. The council entered a heated debate. Half believed humanity must be approached with curiosity. The other half believed humanity must be approached with caution, or even fear. At the end of the meeting, the decision was made. Send scouts. Observe humans. Do not engage them yet. A silent vote was taken. Not a single elder dared suggest war, not yet. Something about humans frightened them, but not because humans were powerful. They were frightened because humans were different. In other empires, the Tavaray Collective, creators of cold logic, the Tavaray studied the message like scientists studying a virus. Kindness that activates biological response? New form of emotional energy? We must understand these humans. Their artificial intelligence systems marked humans as high-value anomaly, observe carefully. The Grali warlords, a warrior species proud and aggressive, gathered in their battle halls. One general growled, "Humans gave food to the dying? This is weakness." But an elder warrior disagreed. "No, this is bravery. Only the strong give without fear." For the first time in centuries, the Grali were confused. Should they respect humans, or prepare for battle? The Illurian traders, masters of gossip and profit, the Illurians spread the message faster than any species. Food that heals aliens. Humans have magic empathy. Buy human products. They contain cosmic power. Merchants were already planning to send trade ships toward human space, even though humans didn't know these species existed. Smugglers and pirates. The darker corners of the galaxy whispered different ideas. If a human meal can heal a mirror, imagine what human organs could do. Capture humans. Study them. Sell them. These whispers were dangerous, dark seeds that could grow into threats later. Back on the Starling 5. The humans had no idea that the entire galaxy was now focused on them. Inside the small ship, the mood remained tense. Karin stood near the window watching the star fields outside. "The message I sent will reach the Mir homeworld soon, if it hasn't already." Rian leaned on the table. "Will they come for us?" Karin hesitated before answering. "Yes. My people do not ignore discoveries. And this is the biggest discovery in our history." Jonah sighed. "Great. So we helped someone, and now we might get hunted for it." Karin shook his head. "Not hunted, not yet. But observed, studied, watched closely." Mia crossed her arms. "Karin, you said your people don't trust kindness. Then how will they react to ours?" Karin turned to them, glowing eyes serious. "They will study it like a threat." Rian frowned. "Why a threat?" The alien walked closer, speaking slowly. "Because kindness is something my species does not understand. And when a powerful empire does not understand something, they fear it." He pointed at the humans. "You gave me your last food. You gave me something valuable even though you had almost nothing. To the Mir, such a thing is not normal. It makes you unpredictable." Jonah laughed nervously. "We're unpredictable because we're nice?" "Yes," Karin replied. "Because you are nice even when you are dying." The galactic forums break into chaos. Across the galaxy, digital forums lit up with debate. Humans are heroes. Humans are manipulators. Humans unlocked an ancient ability. Humans discovered emotional technology. Some believed humans were divine. Some believed humans were dangerous. Some believed humans were a new type of threat that attacked with kindness. Alien philosophers wrote essays. Alien scientists wrote papers. Alien storytellers created early myths about the species of compassion. The galaxy had seen war, greed, and survival. But this act of sharing the last meal, was new. It confused them, fascinated them, and it scared them. Karin's warning. That night, inside the dim lights of Starling 5, Karin spoke quietly to Rian while Mia and Jonah slept. "There is something you should know," he said. "Something I did not tell you before." Rian looked up, alert. "What is it?" Karin's voice was low, almost fearful. "When the Mir discovers something powerful, they do not always choose peace. They sometimes choose control. They sometimes choose to take." Rian's jaw tightened. "Are you saying they might try to capture us?" Karin nodded slowly. "The Mir will want to know why your kindness changed me. They may want to repeat the experiment." Rian clenched his fists. "We're not lab animals." Karin placed a gentle hand on the human's shoulder. "I know. That is why I must protect you." Rian blinked. "Protect us? From your own people?" Karin's glowing eyes softened. "Yes, because whether they accept it or not, you saved my life. And that means I now owe you something my people never give." "What?" Rian asked. Karin replied. "Loyalty." The galaxy holds its breath. Across the stars, species waited for the Mir response. Would they welcome humans? Would they investigate them? Would they fear them? Or would they try to control them? One small act of kindness had created the biggest wave in galactic history. The galaxy waited. The humans waited. And Karin knew one thing with absolute certainty. This was only the beginning. The galaxy felt different now. Every star looked brighter. Every signal felt heavier. Because humans, the weakest race in the galaxy, had just changed everything without even knowing it. The three humans sat quietly in their small ship. The alien, Kale, stood near the window looking into the endless dark. His suit still glowed with a soft blue light, reacting to the human food inside him. No one spoke for a long time. Finally, Mira broke the silence. Kale, what happens now? Kale slowly turned. His voice was calm but full of something new, respect. You three must prepare yourselves, he said. The galaxy will not understand what you did today. Juno frowned. What? We only shared our meal. Kale gave a small smile. Exactly. And that is the rarest thing in the universe. A strange signal appears. Suddenly, the ship's console lit up. Beep, beep, beep. A message was coming. But not from the Council, and not from any known species. Luis checked the screen. His eyes widened. This signal, it's encoded in a language I've never seen. Kale stepped closer. His face changed. Not fear. Not confusion. Something else. Recognition. This is impossible, Kale whispered. What is it? Mira asked. Kale slowly placed his clawed hand on the console. It is the language of the ancients, the first race of the galaxy. They disappeared millions of years ago. The humans stared at each other. Why would the first civilization contact them? Luis gulped. Play the message. The message of the ancients. The screen flickered. Symbols glowed. A voice, old, deep, and full of wisdom, echoed through the room. A great shift has begun. The weakest race has performed the highest act. A gift will awaken. Prepare for the return. The message repeated twice, then vanished. Silence filled the ship. Juno finally spoke. Weakest race? They're talking about us, right? Mira punched his arm lightly. Thanks for the reminder. Kale stepped back slowly as if the floor moved under him. You do not understand, he said. The ancients never speak. They never interfere. They have been silent since before my species learned to walk. Luis whispered, but they spoke now because of us? Kale nodded. Humans sharing their last meal triggered an ancient signal. A signal that has slept for ages. Kale reveals the truth. Kale looked at the humans with new seriousness. My people, the Valari, are warriors. Strong, advanced, powerful. We always believed power shapes destiny. He pointed at the small empty food pack in Juno's hand. But today you proved something else. Something stronger than power. Mira blinked. Kindness. Kale shook his head. Choice. You chose to help someone with nothing to gain. This is a quality the ancients valued above all. And it is something the galaxy has forgotten. Luis leaned back in his chair. So humans accidentally activated some kind of ancient prophecy? Kale answered quietly. Not a prophecy. A test. The galaxy responds. The ship's sensors rang again, louder this time. Multiple fleets were approaching. Different species. Different shapes of ships. Different colors. But all coming toward the same point. The humans. Juno's eyes widened. Guys? We're about to get very popular. Kale nodded. They detected the ancient signal. They will come with questions. With fear. With demands. Mira crossed her arms. And they expect us to answer? Kale's voice deepened. They expect you to explain how you passed a test that millions of advanced species failed. The gift awakes. Before anyone could respond, something happened. The ship's walls vibrated. The lights dimmed. And the air filled with a soft golden shimmer. A sphere of glowing particles appeared in the center of the room, spinning slowly like a tiny sun. The human stepped back. Kale dropped to one knee. It is the gift of the ancients, he whispered. Given only to those who prove worthy. The golden sphere slowly drifted toward Mira. It stopped just inches from her face, waiting. Juno whispered, Mira, I think it wants you to touch it. Luis swallowed nervously. If it explodes, I blame you. The sphere pulsed gently, like a heartbeat. The galaxy fleets were getting closer. The prophecy, the test, the message, everything pointed to this moment. Mira took a deep breath and reached out. Her fingers brushed the glowing sphere. And the universe changed. The moment Mira touched the golden sphere, everything stopped. The sound, the lights, even the movement of the ship. It felt like the entire universe held its breath. Mira sees another world. Mira did not feel the ship around her anymore. She stood in a huge empty space filled with stars. Millions of stars, floating like dust. A soft voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. Child of Earth, do you know why you are here? Mira looked around nervously. Because I touched the sphere. The voice sounded amused. Because you chose kindness in a moment of fear. Because your heart opened when others would close. Stars rearranged themselves into shapes, like living memories. She saw the last meal pack. She saw Kale injured and weak. She saw herself and her friends choosing to help. The voice continued. Many races are strong. Many are intelligent. But very few are willing to share their final hope. Mira felt something warm inside her chest. Who are you? She asked softly. There was a pause. Then, we are the ancients. We guided the first light of the galaxy. And now, you must guide the next. Before Mira could reply, the stars exploded into light, rushing toward her. Back in the ship. Mira gasped as she returned to the ship. The golden sphere floated in front of her, but now it was dimmer, like it had passed its energy into her. Luis ran forward. Mira, are you okay? She nodded, but her eyes were glowing with a faint golden light. Juno stepped back. Oh, Mira? You've got space magic? Kale stared at her with awe. It has chosen you, he whispered. You carry the ancient touch now. Mira blinked. What does that even mean? Before Kale could answer, the ship's alarm went off again. Beep, beep, beep. Luis checked the radar. Oh no, they're here. The fleets arrived. Outside the windows, space filled with giant ships. Massive vessels from powerful alien races. War cruisers. Scout ships. Royal carriers. All surrounding the small human ship like a circle of giants. We're completely surrounded, Juno said, his voice shaking. Then a massive hologram flickered to life in front of them. It was the Council of 12 races. Tall, majestic beings. Eyes like diamonds. Faces like stone. The High Chancellor spoke first. Humans, explain the ancient signal. Mira opened her mouth, but Kale stepped in front of her. Respected Council, he said, bowing, the humans saved my life. They shared their final meal with me. Gasps echoed across the holograms. The Chancellor frowned. You expect us to believe the weakest species unlocked a galaxy event by feeding you? Kale raised his head proudly. Yes. One of the alien leaders laughed loudly. Impossible. Mira felt something strange inside her. A warmth. A pulse. The same golden energy from the sphere was rising again. She stepped forward. Enough. Her voice echoed, not loud but powerful. The alien stopped talking. The power awakens. Mira lifted her hand slightly. A small golden spark appeared in her palm. Luis whispered, Mira, you're glowing again. The spark grew, turning into a soft beam of light that filled the ship. The holograms flickered as the light touched them. Every alien leader suddenly froze, staring. They recognized the golden light immediately. It was the mark of the ancients. The High Chancellor's voice trembled. This cannot be. A human carries the ancient touch. Kale bowed again. It is true, Chancellor. The ancients themselves have chosen her. The council members looked at each other, shocked and confused. But why humans? They are weak, young, primitive. Mira closed her glowing eyes. She spoke calmly. Because we shared our last meal. Even when we were scared. Even when we had nothing left. The golden light around her pulsed gently. Kindness is not weakness, she said. It is strength. The council fell silent. A new question. Slowly the holograms faded, replaced by a single message from the High Chancellor. Mira of Earth. The galaxy will demand answers. You must decide the future now. Mira looked at her friends, Luis and Juno. Then at Kale. Then at the stars outside. What do they want from me? She asked quietly. Kale placed a hand on her shoulder. They want leadership. They want guidance. They want the one chosen by the ancients to speak. Mira swallowed hard. I'm just a normal girl. I can't guide a galaxy. Kale shook his head gently. You already did. The moment you chose to share your last meal. Mira looked out at the thousands of ships waiting. A galaxy, waiting for her words. Her hands trembled. Her heart raced. Everything was changing. The galaxy waited. Thousands of alien ships floated outside the small human vessel, silent like frozen giants. Every species, every leader, every warrior stared toward one human girl glowing with ancient light. Mira. Just a normal girl yesterday. But now, the galaxy's future rested on her voice. Luis whispered, Mira, whatever you say, we're with you. Juno nodded quickly. Yes. You're not alone. Kale stepped forward, bowing deeply. Child of Earth, speak. The galaxy will listen. Mira took a deep breath. Her hands still glowed softly. Her heart beat fast, but she did not step back. She stepped forward. Myra's first message to the galaxy. The council's hologram returned. 12 powerful alien leaders stared at her. The High Chancellor spoke. Human Mira, the ancients have touched your spirit. What do you wish to say to the galaxy? Mira thought for a moment. Her voice was calm, soft, but strong. I am not special, she began. I am not strong. I am not wise like the council. Aliens murmured, confused. I am someone who shared a meal, she said. That's all. She lifted the empty meal pack in her hand. Simple. Tiny. Human. This little pack changed everything, because it showed something the galaxy forgot. The golden light expanded from her hand like a warm wave. Kindness. Kindness without fear. Kindness without reason. Kindness when nothing is left. Every hologram went silent. Every alien listened. For millions of years your races searched for power, energy, weapons, answers, Mira continued. But the ancients did not want strength. They wanted heart. She looked straight at the Chancellor. They waited for someone to choose hope, not victory. The Chancellor slowly bowed his head, speechless. The ancient light expands. The golden light around Mira grew brighter. It filled the ship, passed through the windows, and spread into space. Alien ships were bathed in warm light. Technologies reacted. Engines hummed. Damaged systems repaired themselves. The council gasped. The ancient light, it heals. Kale stared in awe. Mira, you are activating the sleeping energy of 1,000 civilizations. Mira felt the warmth spreading through her body. It was powerful but gentle. Heavy but peaceful. The voice of the ancients whispered again inside her mind. Guide them toward unity. Show them the path of kindness. Mira opened her glowing eyes. She understood. A new order of the galaxy. The Chancellor spoke again, his voice respectful for the first time. Human Mira, what do you want the galaxy to do? Mira looked at the stars, at the thousands of ships, at Kale, at her friends. She spoke clearly. We start a new alliance. Not of power. Not of fear. Not of war. She lifted her glowing hand. An alliance of sharing. Every race helps the others. Food, medicine, knowledge, technology shared freely. Whispers spread across the fleets. An insectoid leader asked, and who will lead this alliance? Mira looked shocked. Me? No. I'm just... Kale interrupted her gently. You are chosen. Luis stepped beside her. So are we. Juno placed a hand on her shoulder. We'll do it together. The Chancellor raised his staff. Then let the galaxy hear. The alliance of sharing begins today, led by the humans who passed the ancient test. A roar of approval echoed from the holograms. Ships flashed their lights in agreement. Mira felt her eyes fill with tears. Kale's final words. Kale stepped closer and bowed deeply. You saved me with your last meal, he said quietly. But today, you saved the galaxy with your heart. Mira smiled. I didn't do it alone. Kale looked at Luis and Juno. Yes, humans work best together. They all laughed softly. For the first time in ages, the galaxy felt peaceful. The legacy begins. The golden ancient sphere slowly floated back to Mira. It glowed softly, then entered her chest like a gentle flame. Luis asked, so, what happens now? Mira looked out at the stars. We build a future. We help every species. We make sure no one ever suffers alone in the dark again. Juno grinned. Well, that sounds better than starving in a broken ship. They all laughed again. Kale raised his head proudly. From this day, the humans are no longer the weakest race. They are the race that changed the galaxy. Mira placed her hand on the window, staring at the glowing fleets. Not because of power, she whispered. Because of kindness. The ancient light spread farther, brighter, shaping a new path for every world. And so, the story began. How humans shared their last meal. And changed the galaxy forever.